What's going on, Cigar Crews? Doing another edition of Cigar Crew interviews. Now, as I said before, a lot of people like to interview brand owners and master blenders and whatnot, which is great. But nobody ever really interviews the people who are beating the pavement and going into shops and meeting people. Those are the reps and the brokers. And today we are with one of the Southeast favorite reps, Drew Estate Terrible.
I'm not a role model.
Not a role model. Drew Estate Terrible. All man Will. What's going on, Will?
Can't call it, brother. How you feeling?
Doing good. So he is our rep for Drew Estate. And what's your territory again?
North Carolina, South Carolina, Augusta, Savannah, Georgia.
Augusta, Savannah, Georgia. So tell us about Drew Estate, man. What's going on, and what is it like being a cigar rep? Like, for real.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, man. A lot of y'all think it's easy. We just ride around smoking cigars all day. That's not the case. You got numbers to meet, paperwork to do. It's a busy job, a lot of windshield time. You got to think in less than 2 years, I've done 75,000 miles. That's not airplane, that's driving. So it's tough, but man, I love the job. I love the product. But it's nothing like it, man. Once you get a hang of it, if you're very organized, everything comes easy. But just meeting the people, man, is the best part about it. Cigar smokers don't get together all the time and always have a good time when they do it. It's not a serious thing. You get together, you have a good time, you enjoy the product, you talk about it, you find lifelong friends. That's the key to it.
So I'm gonna tell you, like, for those who get, you know, I used to do boutique cigar repping, and what I used to do was totally different from what Will does. Will has the, back in the Drew Estate, and myself, I was on the road and calling people and spending my own gas and all this kind of stuff, and I only got paid commission for what I sold. Now, not that we ain't trying to get into your pockets and trying to count none of your money, ain't like that. But what you do is totally different.
Yeah.
It's like, so do you have a like a sales team that tells you, like, okay, these are shops you need to go meet today, or is that all on you? How does that work?
It's on me. I got an account list, but it's broken down to several weeks. My major territories, so I told you North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia. So North Carolina, South Carolina, Augusta, Savannah. Savannah's a territory mixed in with Charleston. So that's a week for me. Then I'll take a week, go out to Augusta, work Greenville area, come back home. Charlotte's a week for me. Then I did day trips, Greensboro, Raleigh, Wilmington, everything else is punched in a day trip. So I got a 6-week rotation. I got 2 weeks of day trips, and then 4 weeks in Savannah, Augusta, Charlotte, and there's one more part. I got another week where I do everything. So it's tough.
So anybody who smokes cigars, they already know about Drew Estate. So you know about the core line of Drew Estate. Everybody loves Ligas. What are some brands within the Drew Estate line that people might not know that actually Drew Estate?
That's funny. A lot of cats don't know who make, of course, acid, but a lot of people already assume, oh man, y'all just to make acid. Man, Drew Estate, Undercrown, Shade, Sungrown, Maduro, Herrera Esteli, Isla del Sol, Tabac. Matter of fact, look at the Rocky Tail box on Java. What does it say? Drew Estate.
I didn't know that.
Look at the
so
box.
the Rocky Patel Java is made by Drew Estate?
We do it for them. But
so it's just made in y'all factory, or are they using you? How does that work? So probably. So it's y'all tobacco, and with their name on it.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I didn't know how that worked. So that's good information.
Can you look at that box? There's Drew Estate over that box.
See, I don't smoke infused cigars.
Keep buying them.
I personally don't smoke infused cigars, so that's probably why I didn't know that.
Here's a tip. If you strip away any infusion on an acid, you're stuck with 3 cigars. Undercrown, Shade, Maduro, Sungrown. So you got 3 different profiles, right? But the infusion is for the people who don't want the natural tobacco taste, but they still get the mild, medium, full body.
Okay.
But also, if you don't smoke infused, get one to cleanse your palate.
So let me ask you something about Legal Line, all right? So I didn't get turned, like, I've been smoking cigars about 12 or 13 years, and I didn't get turned on to Liga until I moved to Charlotte and I started working at Burners. And like we had this conversation already. I smoke a T52 religiously. I mix in a 9, but I have not gone above a T52. Like, what's it's called, the LP40? Is that one?
Or the L40.
L40.
But if
you got the Feral Pigs.
To me, the strongest is UF13.
UF13. So you got the Flying Pig, but you also have a Feral Pig.
Yeah, the Flying Pig they do that smaller pig, but smaller Vitola, but it's in the 952, KFC, Undercrown, Shade, Sungrown, and Maduro. But the Feral Pig is the king of the pigs. It's a bigger Vitola.
So is the Feral Pig just bigger than a flying pig, or is it a different blend?
Different blend.
Okay, so it's a totally different blend.
Correct.
Okay, so what's the blend on a feral pig?
That's a damn good question. True story. 'Cause that's another thing y'all gonna realize. As a rep, it's hard to know all this shit. 'Cause we make so much different shit. To know the components is crazy. But no, that's the total by itself. So notice when you see the flying pig, it's always a smaller size.
Okay.
Because that feral pig is so hard to roll. That's why you never see too many of them in stores.
Okay.
'Cause
Don't they come in 10 count boxes? Or
10 or 12.
Okay.
10 or 12 count box. But that blend is totally different. Medium to full, depending on your palate. But like, to me, the UF13, like I said, to me that's the strongest.
Now, is that a Lancero or close to Lancero?
UF13 is more of a between a Robusto and a Toro.
Also, the L40 is more of a...
L40 is more of a Lancero,
Okay, got it. All right.
but 40 gauge Lancero.
Okay.
No.
So you got IPCPR coming up this year. Does Drew Estate have anything new coming out? Either like a new size, new blend, new cigar?
Oh, I'm gonna tell you right now. Look at my Instagram. Follow Drew Estate on Instagram.
What is your Instagram for those
We got
people
some
don't know?
shit coming. There's some shit coming.
What is your Instagram name?
Drew Estate Terrible. Just like it says when Charles Barkley said terrible. Turrible. Telling you, that's a fire.
So-
Matter of fact, this week, you'll see nothing dropping but number fire that's coming from the ICPCR.
So I follow you on Instagram. You're a good dude. You're a funny dude. That's why I fucks with you. And I remember it was some post that you made about. I think you were talking to your dad, or some conversation you had with your dad or something like this, and just talk about Charles Barkley, and you came out with terrible and like I'm not
That's
a role model.
That's the disclaimer, man. That's how you do it.
So what is it about? Like, why do you proclaim that so much? Like, I'm not a role model.
I kind of look like Charles Barkley, depending most if you ask most white folks. I look like Charles Barkley. I'm just telling you the truth. But the thing is, man, that if y'all ever seen that Nike commercial, he was like, I'm not a role model. He goes, I play basketball. You teach your kids how to study. I'm thinking to myself, shit. I don't tell your kids to smoke cigars. I tell you to smoke cigars, but you ain't got to do it. So I'm not a role model. And plus, I'm not one of your regular reps. You got to think. I move differently.
So what does that mean?
Oh, they corporate. I'm not corporate. I know if somebody needs product, they'll buy it. I also know if I got it for cheap, I flip it for double.
So wait a minute. So Drew Estate is owned by Swisher International, right?
Correct.
Okay. So, but you wouldn't classify that as being corporate?
Oh, it's corporate. My checks are corporate.
But you're not corporate.
How many of us you seen?
I'm telling you, man. Like real talk. I'm gonna tell you something for all y'all who see this video. I've gone into some cigar shops when I was doing some repping, and I've heard people tell me like, oh, we like you as a rep because you engage with the people and you don't just sit at the table and stuff like that. And I'm bringing that up because I've been into cigar lounges. I'm not gonna name nobody by name, but I've seen some pretty terrible cigar reps who they're boring. All they do is they sit at a table with boxes of cigars. You want something, they come, they tell you what the deal is, but that's about it. If you didn't know that there was an event going on, you wouldn't even know that they were there.
On the cell phone.
You, on the other hand, you're one of those people like when Drew Estate Terrible is in the building.
You'll hear me before you see me.
Tis very true because he's loud as hell. He's loud as hell. But he know his shit though.
You definitely hear me before you see me.
So what is your, like when you're doing cigar events, what is your modus operandi? I mean, I know that you're trying to sell.
Right.
That goes without saying.
What's up, baby?
But what is it about your presence and how you try to interact with people to try to get the name out there, sell, and also interact with the people?
It's the key, man. It's building relationships. I'm not a used car salesman. I actually like the product. I stand by it. But if you smoke something different than Drew Estate, I can recommend something you may like. But also, you're there to smoke. I want to sell Drew Estate cigars at the event. I'll sell everybody cigars. But the thing is, you get together with us, you realize, oh man, this is fun. You come meet Damon, somebody else. Now you got lifelong friends. Now you're like, you know what? Will put me on this cigar here that wasn't even his. Now I'm going to try one of his. But also, just to have everybody together having fun, man. That's what everybody missing about. At the end of the day, it's always going to be business. Business is cool, man. But at the end of the day, when I'm done, I'm a human. I got friends I hang out with. Right now, you see me, I'm hanging out with Damon right now. That's what we do. It's not always about business, man. I like y'all to come out and have a good time. What's the point of sitting in the house and smoking on Instagram by yourself?
Tis very true. So
talking to you. You sitting by yourself right now looking at me. You should be in here out smoking. No. I bought my cigars online, so I ain't got to come out. Try smoking online.
You know what? I wasn't even gonna ask you that, but I'm gonna bring this up just for the simple fact that you said this. Now, in the different cigar crews, we always had these conversations about, people who buy cigars online, but then they want to take them into the lounge and smoke.
Does the etiquette do that? If you can go somewhere and smoke, at least buy one cigar. But also let them know, hey, I got my travel kit with me. I got what I like to smoke, but I like to purchase more from your shop. I want to smoke the one I bought. 9 times out of 10, they're like, that's cool. You supported the business, and they're good with it. But don't automatically assume just because you bought it online and they have a lounge, you got to go in there and smoke it, because they got overhead, they pay for staff, the AC or the heat you're sitting in, the building you're sitting in. They got payroll to make. It's only right to go in the cigar lounge and buy a cigar before you bring out your own. It makes sense.
So what about cigar lounges that have posted signs that says no outside cigars allowed? How do you feel about that?
Each his own. They own the business, but there's not always just one cigar lounge in the city. But still support the business though. Buy a cigar and say, hey, this is what I have. Act like you're out of towner. And man, I ain't got my car in here. I took an Uber. I can't take the case nowhere else. But buy a cigar.
Okay, because that I'm not finna name any names, because we've been to a lot of different cigar lounges all around the state, all around the nation, and stuff like this. And go in different lounges. Different people have different rules.
Right.
Some people have rules. They're very strict rules by no outside cigars. Some people have signs posted that says, if you bring an outside cigar, there'll be a cutting fee. But it's really more so of a deterrent, because they want you to support the lounge. Now, some lounges have different ways of support.
Right.
Some are cigar bars where they sell alcohol and they sell cigars. So they might not mind you bringing an outside cigar as long as you're buying drinks.
Right.
But if they're just a cigar lounge and they make their money off selling tobacco products, and they have a sign that says, hey, no outside cigars allowed, then what?
At the end of the day, man, like I said, it's a business. I understand everybody who gets upset by that as a deterrent. Don't let it be a deterrent. At the end of the day, it's a business. You love cigars. You know what you're going into before. Before you go to the lounge, go to their Facebook page. Look at the rules. If the rules don't fit you that you want, find another one.
It's true. Now, on a more personal note, you've been with Drew Estate for how long?
Year and a half.
That's all?
Yeah, September 2017.
Okay. So before that, you were at Anstead's, right?
Mm-hmm.
How long did you work at Anstead's?
I was at Anstead's 3 years.
3 years. Okay. So for those who don't know what Anstead's is, where's Anstead's located?
321 North McPhaul Church Road, Fayetteville, North Carolina, the Big Red Barn.
So one thing I can say, I've been to Anstead's 2 or 3 times. It's a different type of a lounge. Like, you looking from the outside, it's a different type of feel. You walk in, I like the layout.
It's literally a barn.
Yeah.
It used to be a dairy barn.
One thing that I do like about Anstead's is that they have so you go in the humidor, you got 2 humidors really. You got one main humidor, then you got like the smaller humidor on the inside, which is more boutique stuff. And whenever they bring in a new line, they highlight that line on the front table and stuff like that. Do you think that's a good business practice?
It is, because it gives people opportunity to see something they've never seen before. And 9 times out of 10, they go to a regular spot, they come back, look at it again, like, you know what is that? I ain't never seen that. They'll grab 1 or 2 just to try it.
Now, being that you and I have both worked in a cigar lounge before, I don't know how you were in the lounge, but I can tell how you are as a rep, and I can only imagine that you're the same way across the board. You never really change.
Yeah.
So in saying that, you and I have a similar approach. When we work in the lounge, we are always jovial, we entertain customers, we are educated, we want to make sure that our customers are making educated buying decisions and stuff like this. Me, being a sales consultant, I see 2 different types of people working lounges.
Right.
I see the people who are like us, but then I also see clerks. People who don't really know much about cigars. They let customers walk in the humidor, and whatever they come out with, they come out with. They don't try to upsell them or try to find out their palate. What do you think about that?
Personally, I think that's just wrong. If you work in a cigar lounge, you're a tobacconist. You're supposed to know your product. If you don't smoke cigars, it's not hard to ask a rep any question. That way you put it in memory, and you have some ability to sell the product. But anybody who gets from behind the counter walking the humidor with you, they give you the full experience. That's the experience you want. Even though if you know what you want to smoke, give them 5 minutes to hear what they got to say. And the person what they're talking about, man, take a recommendation of something you never smoked before. It makes sense. But if you guys are just clerks, step your game up. You can be a clerk at McDonald's.
Tis very true. Now, you say you've been working for Drew Estate, you said about 1.5 years, right? What made you choose to work for Drew Estate as opposed to some other brand?
Look at me, man. You think I'm about to work for Fuente? Ashton. I'm not. Now I can just say, look, I fit the culture. Our culture is totally different. They allow you to be yourself. When I signed with Jewel State, I didn't have to change who I was. We hire personalities. We hire people with character. If you got, not everybody hire people with character, man. Any other company you see them all dressed up, ties, suits. They fit that corporate. Sometimes they throw people off. They want to buy that cigar, but us, we're about having fun. Whether you buy a Jewel State cigar or not, we glad you buying a cigar. It helps the culture.
Okay, now help me out with something.
Right.
And it's not really helping me out. It's helping out some people out there who may be looking to open up a cigar lounge, or maybe they already have a cigar lounge, but they don't, and they may carry some Jewel State products, but they don't carry Liga yet. What is the rule for carrying Liga in a lounge? Like, how can somebody get Liga legally? I don't mean through like a wholesaler. I mean getting it from a rep. What's the rule behind that?
It's not hard. It's six brands, 40 facings, and there's a dollar amount tied to it. But you gotta think that 6 brands, 40 facings is an easy process. On your initial order, whatever you got now, order one of each of a few sticks, a few boxes of one facing. That's gonna give you 10 facings right there. Repeat that, and then also just keep buying the stuff that you know sells. You ain't gotta buy that same 40 facings throughout the whole year. You gotta have 40 facings in your shop for the year, throughout the whole year. So you ain't gotta buy it every month, but also to keep buying the ones that keep making a turn. When they make that turn, now you get the dollar amount, and now you get Liga. But the problem, the catch-22 is, once you get that account, you got to repeat that the following year or grow. So you always got to hit that 6 brands, 40 facings. But like I said, it's not hard. Easy math.
So 6 brands. So the minimum 6 brands, 40 facings, and a certain dollar amount per year.
Yep.
And then the next year, you can qualify to get Liga.
You'll get. As a matter of fact, if you hit it, so say in January, right? You started doing it, right?
Right.
Every year, every month, you bought 10 different facings. Now you have 40. But say month 5, you actually hit that dollar amount. The day you hit that dollar amount, I'm gonna send you a contract. You sign it, you got Liga.
So because somebody gets Liga, does that mean they're gonna get all the Ligas that they want?
It always depends. You don't always get everything, but everything's usually spread out pretty fairly.
Okay, because I know some shops. I've heard some people talk about, I want to get these Ligas, and they talk about, they got so many rules and all this kind of stuff, blah 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 blah. So I can't get them. Heard another shop sitting there say, well, yeah, I finally met the quota on carrying Ligas, but all I got is the 9 and the 52. I can't get none of the pigs and other stuff.
Let me tell you, it's always levels of everything. You know, there's certain tiers. So when you got tiers, when something's limited, you're gonna go to your best ones first. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But with me, I spread out for everybody. Somebody might not get it this time, they may get it next time. It's a game. But also, Liga's not going to increase your sales. It's something nice. It's like having the premier stack. Like anybody who has Davidoff, here goes be what? A white series.
Okay.
A white series store, right?
Right.
So we get the whole built out, the whole humidor. It's nice. It's a contract. It's nice to have. If people don't understand that brand. But if you came with the core stuff, why'd you want the big stuff? Because that core stuff is what gets you that Liga, right?
Right. Just like when you're using that same example, you're talking about, to get Davidoff. Like, you're not going to be a Davidoff, a Davidoff lounge per se, but you want to carry Davidoff, then you got to carry Camacho, Avo, and what's the other one?
Camacho, Avo, Camacho.
That might be the only one.
The room 101's gone, yeah. So that's it. But
so really just Camacho and Avo.
But every company has a
before they'll allow you to get.
But every company has its qualifications. No different when it comes to Opus X stuff too. You got to carry a certain amount of Fuente, and achieve the same. There's an extra amount of dollars tied to it too. Everybody has their own system, but you got to be willing to grow. You don't want to just be. You don't want to be doing the average. Well, the goal of business is to grow. When you decide you want to grow, you see that stuff start coming your way, and you're like, damn, I missed out on the opportunity the whole time. I've just been trying to grow the whole time. You all got places that just want to stay consistent. It ain't about consistency or being, I did okay. No, you want to do better. The goal is to do better every year.
So, looking at your territory,
right?
Out of all the stores that are in your territory, do all those stores carry Jewel State?
Yeah.
You have no stores in your territory that don't carry your product?
Not one.
Do you have stores in your territory that don't carry Liga?
Yeah, got a lot of those.
Okay, you got a lot of those. Okay, so what areas, like you got North Carolina, South Carolina, Augusta, Savannah, and that's it?
Yep.
Right? What's your biggest market within your territory? When I say biggest, I mean by volume.
It actually depends because like Charlotte's always gonna be a top market. Charleston, Columbia, Raleigh. Yeah, those four.
Okay.
That's probably the biggest when it comes to volume and stuff. Yeah, it's biggest.
Now, before we started doing this video, we were talking about doing a Drew Estate factory tour. What's the official name?
Cigar Safari.
Cigar Safari. So, what can somebody who's never been to Cigar Safari, what can they expect to get, and what kind of experience can they expect to have on a Cigar Safari?
It's all out, man. They pick you up from the airport with 2 shuttles, enough cigars to smoke a lifetime. 2-hour ride from Managua to Esteli. Once you get there, you get to our villa. We got rooms for everybody. Upstairs, they got drinks, they got food, cigars. Man, you're not running out of cigars. There's no bedtime. There's a chef to cook you breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Wow. Okay.
One day we take you out to the fields. You get to understand from seed to cigar. Then we take you to our factory. You roll 10 of your own blend. It's you playing with the tobacco and blending your own. They roll 10 for you. They band it. They label it. Then we take you over to Hoya, Nicaragua. Oldest factory in Nicaragua. You go there. You do 10 more cigars. So overall, you come back with a lot of cigars. But this is the experience, man. You can't beat it. You're in the heart of Nicaragua. Hell, tobacco country. You're there. It's an experience you never forget. That's why you always see a lot of guys, when they've been once, they've been twice. They keep wanting to go back. To get on those tours, go to the Drew Estate website, let you know when the tours are available. It's worth the money. It's really worth the money. You understand a lot. Have a lot of appreciation for something that's handmade.
So some people don't really understand the Drew Estate family tree, right?
All right.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, right? So in the beginning, of course, you had Jonathan Drew,
Right.
right? Then you had Steve Saka, right?
Marvin Samuel.
And then you had Nicholas Malillo.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Malillo or Malillo? Malillo. Okay, because I hear people say Malillo and Malillo. Like, I thought it was Malillo because he had 2
Yeah,
L's.
that's some southern tongue twisters, bro.
Okay, so it is Malillo.
It's Malillo.
All right, okay, so that's what I thought. So, then Steve, I guess, what was it? When Swish International bought out Drew Estate, then Steve Saka, he left, and he started Dunbar Tobacco Trust. And then Nick left, and he started Foundation Cigar.
Right.
Okay, so then, because Nick was the master blender, right?
Correct.
So then after he left, that's when they went and picked up Willie Herrera.
Correct.
Now, Willie Herrera, didn't he have his roots at down in Miami? What's that? El Titan Bronze?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is that his mother-in-law?
Mother-in-law.
Okay, so because he used to work there, right?
Correct.
Okay, how did Drew Estate get him?
That's a damn good question. I bet they cut a check.
Money talk, bullshit walks.
There every time.
Money talk, bullshit walks. So, would you say that there's how can I put it? I ask this: how do you feel about the cigars that he blends, like from one to another? Like, I know you like them. There's no question about that. What I'm saying is, I guess what I'm asking is, how does, like, what is his methodology in blending? And what I mean by that is, like, you can, like, certain cigars you can smoke blindfolded. You know you're smoking, right? You probably smoke an AJ. You smoke something by Don Pepin, something like that, or Padron. You know what it is. You might not know what cigar it is,
right,
but you know who made it.
But
right?
I would say his signature is a spice.
Spice. Okay.
Most of his cigars has a spice to it. Like the Habano, that's one of my favorites. I smoke it every morning. Has a nice little spice to it. But also Norteño, anything Willie blends, like you said, I can smoke it and I can tell you exactly what it is. But he has a signature spice in his cigars, but also they're flavorful. He doesn't do anything mild. He wants you to know you're smoking tobacco.
I can agree with that, because this is probably my 3rd time having this cigar, and this Norteño is really good, man. It has a lot of spice, some good pepper in it. Nothing is really overwhelming, but I'll probably say it's a full flavor, medium full strength. It's consistent all the way through. It has a good draw.
A lot of y'all know the difference between full flavor and full body.
So I'm gonna tell you what I know, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong.
All right.
So, and we talk about this because we hear a lot of people saying a lot of stupid shit. There's a lot of misinformation going on in the cigar industry and the larger cigar culture. Body to me refers to how heavy the cigar, the smoke is on your palate. Then you have you have flavor profile, but there's a difference between flavor profile and flavor intensity, right? Because something you can say something is like you can say spicy, peppery, and nutty, right? That's the flavor profile, but the flavor intensity would be like, okay, it's medium full, it's full.
I agree.
Okay, so what about the body? Would you agree with that or disagree with that?
I agree with that.
Okay.
That makes sense.
The same thing goes with strength. You always talk about the intensity of the nicotine kick that's in the cigar. Would you agree with that?
I agree with that.
Okay. So for all you people who are out here sitting there talking about, you know, you talk about body and stuff like this, and you might think you know what you're talking about. This is really what body means. It's talking about how heavy the smoke feels on your palate.
I seen some of y'all talk y'all smoke full body cigars and you turn green when you start smoking one. You want full flavor.
Right.
Big difference.
Yeah, and it's just like it's different between strength.
Yes.
Like for myself, I don't really care for anything that's full strength. I prefer some medium to medium full strength, but I want full flavor.
See,
And it can be a range of medium to full body, but I definitely want
I can rock with that.
flavor.
But for me, the first thing in the morning I smoke, I want full flavor. I want full body.
Okay.
I want that kick because I always get coffee in the morning.
Okay. Got it.
But at night, I come down with something mild. I know that's backwards. You know, traditional cigar aficionados that mild, medium, full body.
Right.
I'm backwards.
So speaking of cigar aficionado, when it comes to those cigar ratings, do you trust cigar aficionados ratings?
I have no comment.
Hey, that's honest. So I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't necessarily trust all the cigar aficionados ratings. I look at other people's shit, but I'm just saying, like, I don't always trust them and shit. There's some cigars that I would not name who have gotten #1 for a couple of years in a row. They're like, I don't know about this shit.
I don't smoke advertising dollars.
So, in closing, man, what do you? What you stupid as hell? What do you want to tell the people, man, about Drew Estate, and what do you want to leave them with?
Man, we dope as fuck, man. Come to an event, smoke, enjoy yourself, man. Because we're one of the few companies where you can actually smoke the whole portfolio. If you're into infused, you got infused. If you want to infuse that day, want something out, we got that underground shade. Want something medium body or something? You got also
The underground
shade
sun-grown is my favorite underground.
I think that's a medium cigar.
It is, but I love the flavor of that wrapper.
But the whole line, we got something for everybody in the whole line. So if you actually start with an acid, you realize you don't want to infuse no more. Now you can go to a tobacco or Oslo Soul, but you want that coffee infused. Now you want natural tobacco. We got the Factory Smoke Connecticut.
Okay.
We got the Underground Shade. You got the Herrera Habano. You want something a little heavier? Brazilian Maduro Herrera, Underground Maduro, Sun Grown.
Don't y'all also do the what's that shit called? The Florida sun-grown. Do y'all put that one out too? So that's one of y'all cigars?
Yeah. Jeff Berkowitz down at Corona Cigar. He goes a certain amount of tobacco every year, so we have it. Jason Newman just released the American with his tobacco, and so Davidoff does one for him as well. But yeah, the whole portfolio, you want something full body, you got the Ligas, you got the Unico series. I mean, it's a whole line. You can stay within the family and still smoke good all day.
So Drew, basically what you're saying is Drew Estate is one of those
One-stop
rare
shop.
one-stop shop. Rare cigar brand is a one-stop shop. If you can't find them within their line, then you just don't like cigars.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining for another edition of Cigar Crew Interviews, man. And thank you for our man Will for sitting down and taking this time to talk to us. So on that note, deuces.